Hello, good day everyone. Let's try to solve this question, and in this question we find the value of x raised to the power 7 plus 64 multiply x raised to the power 2, and given data is x cube plus 4x minus 8, it's equal to 0. So let's start. We use this equation. This is a x cube plus 8x minus 8, it is equal to 0. In this equation we find the value of x cube, and if we add a 8 on both sides, then we get a x cube plus 8x, it's equal to 8. And in the next step, if we subtract a 4x on both sides, then we get a x cube is equal to 8 minus 4x. So in the next step, if we take a square on both sides of this equation, then we get a x, this is a square, and it's a 8 minus 4x, take a whole square. And left hand side we use exponent rule. So we recall exponent rule. As we know, a raised to the power n multiply m, it's equal to a raised to the power product of n and m. So we apply this rule on this term. So this will become the product of 3 and 2 is 6. In the right hand side we use a identity. So we recall identity. As we know, a minus b whole square, it is equal to a square plus b square minus 2 time of product of AB. So we apply this property on this term. So this is a and this is a b. So a square is 8 and 8 square is 64, plus b and b plus b square and b is 4x. Then square of 4x is equal to 16x square minus 2 time of product of a, which is product of a, which is 8, and the b is my 4x. So now we rearrange this value. This is a 64 plus 16x square. This will become a minus 64x. The left hand side is x raised to the power 6. So in our question, x raised to the power 7. And so in the next step, if we multiply this equation by x on both sides, then multiply this by x and also multiply this by x. So this will become x raised to the power 7, and now multiply 64 by x, then we get a 64x, plus multiply 16x square by x, we get a 16x cube, minus multiply 64x by x, then we get a minus 64x square. Now we find the value of x raised to the power 7 plus 64x square. So we move this 64x square to right hand side of our equation. So for this we add a 64x square on both sides, then we get a x raised to the power 7 plus 64 x square. Now the right hand side is 64x plus 16x cube. Now look at this, 16 involved in these two terms, so we factor out 16, divide a 64x by 16, then we get a 4x, plus divide a 16x cube by 16, we get a x cube. X4 plus 64 x square is our left hand side. Now look at this. Now look at this equation. This is a x cube plus 4x minus 8, it's equal to 0. If we add a 8 on both sides of our equation, then this will become a x cube plus 4x, it's equal to 8. So this implies the value of 4x plus x cube is equal to 8. So we substitute this value in above equation. So this will become we copy the left hand side, x raised to the power 7 plus 64 x square, it's equal to 16, and this is the equal to 8. So we substitute here 8. In the next step, we copy the left hand side, x raised to the power 7 plus 64 x square, and 16 multiply 8, it's equal to 128. So this is the value of our required question. So x raised to the power 7 plus 64 x square is equal to 128, and we have done. Thank you.